Alright, hello to anyone out there who may be watching this. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, thank you for taking the time to click on the video. So this is going to be a lyric breakdown video for Freestyle Friday number 3, which I recorded in a separate video actually. I'll put a link for that video in the description below. So if you have not heard Freestyle Friday 3, go give that a listen and then come back to this video so I can talk, so you can hear me talk a little bit more about the meaning behind the verse. So, let me just start out by saying that I'm obviously describing a particular, I'm talking about like a girl in this verse, but it is not inspired by like a real person. This is all like a made up story that I just decided to put together. Um, so it's not based on any actual person. It's all fictional. I just thought it would be like a fun story to create. And also, let me just say that I'm I can definitely build off of the end of the verse. Like it's not finished yet. So maybe I'll go back to this later down the road and try to make the verse longer and kind of turn it more into a story because I kind of just left it open-ended for however I want to tell it in the future. So anyway, so like I said, last year I put together a bunch of verses that I'm putting out in this Freestyle Friday series. Last year, with this verse, I actually, in my head, thought of the first two lines of this verse back in high school. Although they weren't word for word exactly how I recited it in Freestyle Friday number 3. I remember being on the bus riding to school in the morning, and this was back in high school, so this must have been like 6 years ago. And those first two lines, which in the verse are, saw this fine girl enter my world, brunette hair, a Latina chick, looking so fly all the time, wearing a fresh pair of Air Jordan kicks. It didn't sound that good when I originally thought of it back in high school, but that was something that did pop into my head. And when I was putting together verses last year, I was trying to think of lines that I had thought of in the past that I like started creating and put down, and this was one of them. Uh, and then last year I wrote everything up until the part that says more unpredictable than a landslide. So I say, no matter what, don't get on her bad side. She'll chase you down and you can't hide. More unpredictable than a landslide. And that's where it ended when I wrote the verse last year. And then literally this week, like a few days ago, I added on the last 5 lines to this verse, which is, to survive, you gotta understand her mind. Now, good luck. Through words I tried warning you. Wow, look up. She's soaring high with a bird's eye view. Asking what more can I do? Get help or surrender. Choose one of the two. I guess I can't deny she's still looking fly. Literally now that she's up in the sky. So, everything after more unpredictable than a landslide, those last few lines of the verse were all created just a few days ago. And that's been the case with other Freestyle Fridays, the other two that I've done so far, and I imagine it's going to keep continuing that way, is in the days leading up to the video coming out, I'm making changes like last minute. Another version of this verse. So the second line of the song, looking so fly all the time, wearing a fresh pair of Air Jordan kicks. The original line was looking so fly all the time, red and black snapback, a pair of Jordan kicks. So I didn't only talk about the shoes that the girl might be wearing, but also the hat That was in the original verse. But I changed it to wearing a fresh pair of Air Jordan kicks, just to talk about the shoes because I think it just sounds better. Um, and it was originally just Jordan kicks, but then I put Air Jordan as opposed to just Jordan because Air rhymes with pair, which kind of rhymes with wearing. And then in the line before I say brunette hair, so I'm trying to rhyme that air sound with the different words. So I could have just said Jordan kicks, but I said Air Jordan kicks. And another version of that second line was, so starting from the beginning, saw this fine girl enter my world, brunette hair, a Latina chick. And then the second line was, blue and black fitted hat, I'm into that, wearing a fresh pair of Jordan kicks. So there were like 3 different versions of that second line, but I ended up going with the one that didn't even talk about the hat that the girl might be wearing. And yeah, I mean, with this verse, there's not a lot of deep meaning behind the lines. It's basically most of the verse, after I describe like who the girl is, and that's what I wanted to do with the first 2 lines, was just say like, was to kind of like paint a picture and use descriptive words so you can kind of imagine what this girl might look like. And it's kind of inspired by the fact that, like, the reason I thought of this in high school was, I grew up listening to hip hop music, and like in terms of clothing that you associate with hip hop, it's definitely like the snapbacks and like the basketball shoes, like the Jordan kicks. So that's kind of where that inspiration came from. And after those first 2 lines, it's me just basically saying like, what people don't realize is that this chick has like magic powers almost, and like you can't underestimate her, like, and what she can do. So it's like you kind of expect her to be a certain way, and then she's got like this secret power that or secret powers that she can do like a bunch of different things. So that's kind of what the verse is about. And like there's no real metaphors. The only thing is in the last line I say, I guess I can't deny she's still looking fly, which is a reference to the second line in the song where I say looking so fly all the time. And I say, well, I used fly to describe her looks. Now at the end I'm saying she's still looking fly because she used her magic power to like fly up in the sky, like to try to see where I'm at as I'm running away from her. That's kind of what this story is about. And again, it's not inspired by anyone in particular. It's literally, I just made this up as kind of like a fictional story. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I know I didn't break down the whole verse line by line, but I did just talk about kind of the overall meaning and the concept and stuff. So that's kind of what I wanted to cover for this breakdown. And that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the verse, which again is in a link in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, kind of talking more about the verse itself. Stay tuned for next Friday, which I believe is March 2nd. The start of March will be Freestyle Friday number 4. And that's basically it. I hope everyone out there is doing well. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great month. Have a great year. Have a great life. Stay tuned for next week. And that's basically it. Peace out.